Hey, welcome everyone to another episode of Scouting Mass. And that was John Philip Sousa with Boy Scouts of America, the march written for the Scouting America organization way back in the early part of the 20th century, which is our theme, opening, closing theme. I'm Richard Belford, my co-host.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Alex, and we have a pretty wonderful guest today. This is Jess Sinopoli, and she owns a business called Gray's Craze. And what she does is she makes delicious platters, which have fancy French names, charcuterie.
Charcuterie. It's actually a very hard word for people to say, but once you get it, charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie, all together.
Yeah.
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
So it puts the cut in
Yes,
charcuterie.
That's
Yeah.
right. And we do slice our own meat, so.
The delicious charcuterie boards, and which make you want to, of course, crave the grazing, right? That's the whole
right.
idea.
So Rich and I have had the opportunity twice now. Jess catered some fundraising events that we did, and the food was just amazing, right? Like a cut above, pun intended. Thank you. So we'll talk all about Gray's Craze, but get us going. Where are you from? How'd you get to Mass? How'd you start the business? Just what's the story?
Yeah, for sure. Who am I? How did I get here?
Right.
And what am I doing? So I am Jess Sinopoli, and thanks for having me here today, guys. This is really
Pleasure's ours.
exciting.
You're very welcome.
My first podcast, I should note. And so I was raised in Massachusetts. I'm from the Berkshires originally, and moved out here to Southampton almost a decade ago. So an honorary, it's funny because you guys consider this Western Mass, but when you're from Lee,
This is central.
Yeah, I would call this Central Mass. But now that I'm here and I'm an honorary edge of Western Mass-ite, and love living in the area, and have just always been an entrepreneur, even from a little second grader. I had a friendship pin bracelet business that I would sell friendship pins and bracelets during recess. So
Very good.
I had my own signage and a little pitch and everything, and was where kids brought lunch money, I was getting them all
Nice.
pinned out.
Get some
decored
change
out,
left over?
and-
Get some change? Look at that. You need one of these pins.
For just 15 cents, you too can have a cool bracelet or a friendship pin. And just kind of carried that theme throughout my life, always looking for ways to not only offer a product that was needed, useful, cool, fun, but also did stuff to help the community and bring people together. So where maybe you would have given a friendship pin to your best friend in the second grade, now you're bringing a charcuterie board to their party, or having people over to your own house. And so that's kind of what we were thinking about, my husband and I. So it's a family-owned business, and we were thinking about what we could do to open a business of our own that would not only have a good product, but would serve the community. And that's how we landed on Gray's Craze.
I can't say enough about it. Like the first time, I remember the first time you catered that event up at Moses, and there was some food left over out on that little patio, and you were like, "Hey,
So-
take
so
some
you
with you."
found
I was
it,
like,
yeah.
You don't have to tell me. Everything was delicious.
Where are the containers? Yeah.
The
was
meat
great.
was good. The cheese was good, but and the crackers you chose were delicious too. They weren't like, here I opened the package of Ritz. You took your time to find. Not that Ritz are bad, right? I love Ritz, but you took your time to find interesting crackers that added to the variety and introduced a new texture, flavor, whatever. It was pretty awesome, pretty awesome.
Yeah, thanks. I'm glad that you thought so. That's what Gray's Craze is
Yeah.
all about. Just mixing fun flavors and having a high quality product. So locally sourced fruits and vegetables. We use all of Boar's Head and imported, so like the finest meats and cheeses, and we make all of our own dips and jams and spreads and hummus.
That's awesome.
And, yeah.
I have to say, too, at the other event we went to in East Hampton, the Fun Holiday Auction back in December, and I'm the guy for various reasons, like I can't eat that or whatever. It's just some weird dietary stuff, whatever. But there was so much variety. You're like, oh, and you were there, too, on site, which was great. And you're like customizing everything to individual people's palates or taste, right? So you're like, well, do you want this? I'm like, no, I can't do that. And you're like, oh, how about this? I'm like, do it. Let's load it on. And you had the dessert portions too later on. I'm like, whoa, I just had I had like a lot of like meaty, savory stuff. Now we got the sweet stuff coming. It involved actually baked goods and fruits. So I'm like, this is really good. Oh, it's healthy. Let's get fruit with it. Perfect. It was great.
Yeah, that's such a good point, Rick. Thank you for bringing that up, because that's what I also love about offering charcuterie, is that there's something for everyone. It doesn't really matter what your dietary restrictions are, even your preferences. That's one of the hard parts about hosting a party or bringing something to someone's house or getting them a gift, is like, you're like, oh, I don't really know what they like or what they can have, and then trying to figure out what everybody likes or what everybody can have can be a bit overwhelming. So when part of the reason why we are so excited about this product in particular, charcuterie boards, offer something for everyone. And so you can really easily feed a crowd and please a crowd. And
So a kind of follow-on question, which I think I know the obvious answer, but I really want to confirm with the experts. So with that being said, that we can tailor this to the people, to the events, to the groups, and I would make an assumption that you can tailor a board for somebody maybe needs a dairy-free type board, or the gluten-free option for some people that can't do that. I would assume you can do that, and please tell us if you customize that as well.
Correct. So Gray's Craze offers a variety of options. So we tried to keep it simple for people, because I don't know if you've ever been to a restaurant. I love the Cheesecake Factory, but when you go, the menu is thick and you have so many options. It can be a little bit overwhelming figuring out what you want and what to choose. And so we tried to keep it simple, but also offer it in a way that you can customize it to your particular preferences. So we offer a classic board that has just a little bit of everything: your meats, cheeses, fruits, veggies, breads, crackers, a little bit of our proprietary chocolate, and our homemade jams, dips, and spreads.
Oh, the jams that you used.
So good. We make
So
those all
good.
in-house.
And then you had some brie, so I could mix the brie, because you know how
Right.
you know how you can cook brie and jam together in a pastry,
yes.
and it makes like a little, well, whatever it's
Yes.
called, I don't know, a brie ball. And
It's a
then
perfect combination.
so the two flavors work so great together, and I was like totally picking out on that, as you well know.
I was witness to it, and I don't blame you one bit, because they really are. Those are the perfect bites that we can create with.
And there was plenty of food too. So
yeah.
even though Alex admitted to picking out, which everyone pretty much did,
Yeah.
there was tons of food.
There was enough for
you,
everyone.
Yeah, you know the right portions to bring where people can go back and have seconds or thirds, enjoy their favorites. There was tons of food left. It was great.
Yeah, for sure. So
But some people said that they saw Alex like helping Jess clean up at the end of the night.
I can attest to
Where's
that
the
too.
wastebasket?
I can attest
Yeah,
to
some people just said that I kind of put my mouth at the end of the table and
push
Jess
it all
just kinda
down.
pushed food
Yeah,
into
just
it.
use
you
2x4 and just roll it.
Kind of
either
like at the
confirm
end
or
of
deny.
yeah, like when you're moving, and at the end of moving, you just start emptying your drawers into garbage bags.
directly into the garbage bag.
Exactly.
Yep.
No, but back to your question was that we offer the different style boards. So the classic board, like a little something for everyone, but we also have a vegetarian board,
Nice.
a keto board, which has it's very low carb, low sugar option. We have a brunch board that's delicious. It's got bacon and hard-boiled eggs. We have pineapple and some really nice freshly baked pastries. And we have that sweet and gravy board that you were mentioning that has, I happen to have a sweet tooth, so that's one of my favorites. It has cookies and brownies.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
my
delicious.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, can you blame us?
No.
And
I'll just bounce it out with 2 extra raspberries. It's okay.
yeah, that's right. It's got the fruit element that
Yes.
it rounds it all out. We also have seasonal boards. We have a wine pairing board that's really nice. We do some holiday boards, and then you can even give us a call and ask for some real specifics. Like we've had kid parties where, we do have some kids, like my daughter Louisiana loves prosciutto and capicola and some like finer meats. But sometimes a kid's party, you might just want good old Genoa salami and a little bit of like a baked ham
Sure.
and
Pepperoni, some cheese sticks or something.
Exactly. So we can make that happen as well. So yeah, really customizable board.
Just to the needs or the taste of your customers. Awesome.
I've heard it said that, I don't know if this is true or not, right? I've just heard people saying this, that the reason most young kids, and I guess in my mind, a young child is kind of under 12, right? The reason that they don't like the foods that adults like is that their palates are not fully developed. It's not that they can't taste bitter and sweet and savory. It's not that, but they're not fully developed. And so what the younger children prefer is a lot of one flavor, a lot of sweet or a lot of salty, whatever it is that their particular palate enjoys. They want that purely. Whereas, I don't know, I can't think of any complex meals, right? But like a complex meal that might have like sweet stuff and spicy stuff and salty stuff, all kind of like
Or you can think of maybe dips or sauces. Those would have a multitude of ingredients.
ingredients, and kids tend to be like, I don't
like this.
This is confusing, right? Like I'm not picking up. Can you? Was your own daughter like that when she was younger? Did she prefer like simpler foods, or what? Can you add anything to that or no?
Yeah, so funny thing about Louisiana. So I have many ways of introducing her, describing her, themes that are common to what I think of when I think of Louisiana. And one of them is that she has a very sophisticated palate ever since she was little. And I guess it kind of ties into who I am and how I got here to own Gray's Craze, is that I'm a home cook. And when
What does that mean?
That means when I had a family and realized, wow, I have to cook dinner every single night for pretty much the rest of our lives. I'm hoping Louise lives with me for the rest of my life, but at least until she's moves out, I want to make a meal and sit down and try to have a meal as a family. And in order to do that, I've got to figure out how to cook. And so I started by just gathering some cookbooks, and on the weekends I would get recipes and plan them out for the week and go grocery shopping and get all the ingredients. And so I started off like, if I'm going to make something, I might as well try to make something to the best of my ability and make all kinds of different foods. And so we started eating meals like chicken piccata with capers and garlic and lemon, to tangine, which is Indian themed in flavors with different spices and different spice levels. And Louisiana, from the beginning, I think one of the things that might happen with kids, and I'm definitely not an expert, but through my experience, is that they initially will only think that they like the things that maybe their palate is allowing them to, or steering them in that direction. But when challenged or brought different selections or flavors, they can actually develop a palate. And I guess as an only child, she just saw Jason and I, my husband, eating these different foods, and she was right on for the ride. And
Nice.
yeah, so she's actually surpassed me. She eats sushi and will have wasabi and things that are just a little bit above my comfort level. So quite impressive.
Look,
I would
Mom,
say.
ghost peppers. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Oh my
Like, where's the
gosh.
pound cake?
I'm kind of like, again, everyone has preferences and things, but I'm also, some people think this is garbage. I call it super taster. So certain textures, flavors are overloading me sometimes, and I don't care for certain things because of that. Also,
Like anise.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's it.
some
thought
things
that
are
up?
just,
Nobody.
yeah, really. Some things, but I've also been able to analyze really what's in like sauces. We were doing this in a restaurant. My wife and I, she goes, "What's in the sauce?" She actually asked the
you
waitress.
can-
They go, "We can't tell. That's a secret thing." I'm like, "Come on!" They call the manager over. He goes, "Well, we can't really tell you." I'm like, "Oh, let's see. Blackstrap molasses." Boom. I start going. The guy's like,
Nice.
"Did you work
He's
for the
like,
company?" I'm
oh.
like,
He has
"No,
to
I
make
can
you
tell."
sign like a waiver.
Yeah, I
or,
figured
like,
out my
it's-
own.
it's-
I'm sorry, I didn't work for you.
couldn't.
I didn't work for you, but I would do that, and we'd be in the stores and they have like samples and stuff. And she's like, "Here, try this." I'm like, "I hate that." She's just try it. I'm like, "All right, it's got this in it and whatever." And it's just a weird, it's like superpower.
That is a
it's just
superpower.
kind of crazy. So if somebody needs to crack a code, let me know.
No, that's good. Good to know.
We found this. It's the competitor's secret recipe. Yeah,
Yes.
give it to me. You don't need a lab.
We'll get the kernels. How many spices were in the kernel?
Well, I have the
Colonel
recipe for that. Do you
Sanders?
need
Oh,
the recipe
yes.
for that?
Ah,
Somebody
wow.
released that by accident.
Really?
Yes.
48? No.
No, it was eight secret spices or something.
Oh,
it
Yeah,
eight?
it was locked in a safe and everything. And somebody in the family had it written on the back of a paper bag or something and released it about a year or two ago. I'm like, what?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, there you go. That
Actually,
might be an
my
interesting item to add to the board, right? Just
Oh,
that seasoning on some chicken strips
little-
or something.
Yeah,
right?
well, it would be a little homage to my
Yeah.
first real job, my first W-2 position. I was 13 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and I was in the 7th grade, and I wrote up a little resume. I had my friendship pin bracelet business on it, and
Nice.
I walked all through the town of Lee and handed in my resume and tried filling out job applications, and no one would hire me, but I persisted on and went to the edge of Lee where it was our Kentucky Fried Chicken. It was called full. It wasn't KFC at that time. It was a full Kentucky Fried Chicken, and I had a little work permit from Lee Central School that said I was allowed to work 4 hours a week. I could not work past 6 o'clock on not on a school night. I had to. It was like very clear that I could only work a little bit. I couldn't work with like the friolators or anything, but I could make coleslaw and I could run the register, and he hired me. The owner of Kentucky Fried Chicken,
Nice.
Emmond, his name was. He was a good guy, and I worked for Kentucky Fried Chicken for 2 years before I moved on to Friendly's, and I smelled like chicken for 2 years in my little polyester uniform, but I had my own bank account and was a really great first experience for a job. I think about Louisiana now. She's 12, and I can't imagine her walking across town and clocking in at
she doesn't have to.
Chipotle.
She has
She
Gray's
does work at Gray's. That's true.
She's all set. She's got her first W-2 job.
Yes, that is true. But yeah,
She's like, I don't need to do this, Mom. I've got you.
yeah, to the thought she never has to look for a job where I definitely did, but I could pay homage to that with
Yeah.
a little
I know I had that
crispy
somewhere. I'll
strips.
send that to
All
you.
right, I'll-
I'll send it to you.
Pay homage to.
my first
Kentucky
job,
Fried Chicken,
Kentucky
yeah.
Fried Chicken.
Thanks,
I
Colonel.
thought you were
Yeah.
referring back to his superpower of tasting foods. I thought it
Oh
was
no,
coming
but you know
around
what?
to
I do have a comment on that.
Yeah.
We make our own hummus at Gray's Craze, and it's different than every hummus is different. Hummus is chickpeas and oil and tahini, but usually garlic and some lemon juice. But different people, different
Ratios. Yeah, everything affects it. Yeah.
And we have our own unique version, and we add cumin to it. And so I will notice a sophisticated palate in our samplings. When somebody does have your superpower, they'll stop and taste for a
I
second.
like
They'll
cumin.
be like,
That's
I detect cumin.
I like that. Yeah.
And it's nice. It's
That's
a nice.
it's a good
nice
seasoning.
flavor.
It gives I could see that bringing out actually the other
For
accenting
sure.
the other flavors.
Exactly. We actually have had non-hummus likers, like people who have said straight out,
hate
I
chickpeas,
yeah,
yeah.
I hate hummus, and I would just urge them to try just a small bite with a carrot or on a piece of bread. And I must say, I have converted a segment of the population to now only liking Gray's Craze hummus.
Right.
But yeah.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And your hummus was
Fun.
delicious.
Thank you.
You triggered a story. I was in college and I was working at a homeless shelter, and it was an interesting job. It was a super interesting job because the clients is what we refer to them, is the folks who are living there, were interesting people, and so it was a good lesson for me. But it was a hard job because my shift started at something like 4:00 in the morning or 4:30 in the morning. So I had to show up at 4:30 in the morning, get like coffee and food ready for the breakfast thing, and then I would go upstairs and relieve the person who worked overnight, and then I'd be responsible for the shelter until like, I don't remember, like 10 o'clock in the morning, and then the regular staff anyway. So that shelter was the first place that I tasted hummus and baba ganoush.
Oh, I love baba ganoush.
I never knew what
Eggplant.
they were. Eggplant.
Yes.
I never knew what they were. I had never heard of them. But, I would go there, and it's morning, and I'm in the kitchen, I'm working. We had different donations and everything like that. So that was my first experience with Joseph's, the brand.
Yep.
And it's still a brand that you can find at every Stop and Shop now. But what was your introduction to hummus, right? Because I feel like hummus, so let's see, that experience for me would have been like 98, something like that. But I feel like hummus is relatively new to America, at least as popular as it is now. It wasn't around when I was in high school, say, in the early 90s. How did you become acquainted with it?
No, so I do think that there's been a shift towards like a Mediterranean diet in the United States in recent years. But I was lucky enough to come from a pretty, well, I would say a family of foodies and really good cooks. And my mom had made hummus and baba ganoush, in fact, when I was little. So I think, and tabbouleh, I don't know if you're familiar with tabbouleh.
I love tabbouleh.
Yeah, so I had a pretty early introduction to those flavors and that flavor profile. But then I guess a funny thing or an interesting thing to note is that Gray's Craze is a franchise. And so, so there's about 100 of them in the country right now. It's very up and coming franchise. There should soon be one in every city.
Haddam, Connecticut.
Yeah, and in rural and city areas,
Yes.
I'll say alike. So one of the things that we were looking for, so we wanted to open a business. We didn't really know what kind of business we wanted to open, and we wanted one that didn't have a lot of competition. And in today's day and age, it's kind of hard not to have something already,
Right.
not only, discovered, but then manufactured and in some kind of brick and mortar, like how many pizza places or coffee shops, or really it's hard to think of anything that there's no competition in. And so this space was virtually untouched. And when this opportunity came along, we were like, wow, you really can't get charcuterie anywhere. And if you can get it, it's not really a full selection. If you go to a grocery store, there might be like
It's those prepackaged things with like 2 cheeses, a meat, and a cracker stack, right? It's like a Lunchable for adults. Exactly.
A Lunchable
There's nothing out there.
That's good. A Lunchable for
Yeah.
adults.
Well, I was going to say, she said that really is an idea you can't find. It's not like, we need a better burger. It's not
Right.
something, there's tons of options, right? There's not even a bad charcuterie
there's-
board anywhere.
Seriously. So that's where. So when I came along the opportunity first, and I was like, wow, this really makes sense to me. And I was like, but Jason, my husband, we had been going back and forth about. We're close to 50 years old, and to start our own business from scratch, we're, really kind of at a loss as to what to do or how to start it.
Super gutsy, I
Thank
think.
you.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
you.
it takes, I know how much angst I expended over, this podcast and just thinking about it. And
You don't get paid for this.
yeah, don't remind
You
me.
don't, I do, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but it is your house on the line
Yeah.
for it,
Yeah, exactly.
So for real. Well, that's why we wanted to make sure we were making a good move. And so I was like, all right, this sounds great to me, but I got to run it by Jason. He's very practical, and I thought for sure, like I'm kind of a betting person, and I almost would have bet that he would have said, no way, I'm not making charcuterie. Like, what, are you crazy? But I brought it to him and gave him the pitch, and he was like, wow, that's a really great idea, because not only is it a trending, like the word charcuterie, it's a growing sector, but it's also like a staple that people have had at their
For
parties
years. It's been around.
for
It's
years.
just the name,
just-
the French is the trendy portion. It's been there for a
Exactly.
long time in various guises.
So we were kind of like, he was like, this is a
Awesome.
great idea. And I was like, wait, so I'm not crazy? I'm like, I'm not crazy, right? And he's like, no, this is great. And then bringing it back to the hummus is part of what we really liked about it, is that Gray's Craze itself had been kind of curating the best of flavors and the different selections for us already. So as much as we have a lot of ability to kind of go in our own directions with some of the stuff, they gave us this really great guidelines and kind of like a plug-in model that they had come up with. They had bought some really great recipes, so they found great hummus recipes. We have a cottage cheese dill dip that is out of this world. I don't even really like cottage cheese. I mean, it's not that I don't like it, but I would never be like, oh yeah, give me a bunch of cottage cheese.
I'm jonesing for cottage cheese.
Let me go quick. Let's go to the store and
Right.
do this now.
But this cottage cheese dill dip, I mean, Louisiana Scout troop members, I have brought charcuterie on camping trips for our
You got
for our
cheese. You got
Cracker
kids
Barrel.
to eat that's impressive right there. That's all.
I-
That's all you need to know, folks.
Seriously.
Kids will eat it.
And I have one of her little friends, we laugh, dips her cookies in the
Dill dip?
Dill dip. Yes, she loves it so much. And so
That's great.
Yeah, they have this really awesome selection. You mentioned the jams, like we make a raspberry and a crayon orange jam in house, and it was really cool that Gray's Craze had kind of already figured out what people like. And,
So it sounds like with a lot of franchises, it's like, okay, you will serve this particular item from our distributor, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It sounds like they've come up with the menu items, some of the recipes, but allow you the flexibility to create your own local favorites if you're going to get locally sourced
Exactly.
items, or create your own recipes, which do you share those with other franchisees in the company? Like, hey, here's something we tried, it's a hit in our area. Do you guys get to do things like that? Or
That was part of the allure of being in a franchise, is that you have your own business. So like we get to enjoy the fruits of our labor, but you're not in it alone.
right.
And we had actually gone down to training school. So here's Jason and I last January, like, okay, we've heard of this place. We think it's a great idea. We're going to scrap together every last dime that we can to, sign the franchise agreement, and you pay the initial buy-in, and then you got to get the location and do the build out. But we were like, never actually made charcuterie before. Like, I've definitely made antipasta trays and dinners, but didn't really know how to run this business. And so they sent us to, part of being in the franchise is you get all that support and the training. So we went down to a hardcore boot camp of charcuterie training, business training, meet the other 10, I think there was 10 or 12 locations from across the country that are also opening in your, in this time frame. And from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday for 2 weeks, we learned the ins and outs of the business. We made connections with some of the other new owners, and then got plugged into a network of people that have owned these stores for a couple of years, and through like Facebook and other connections, we really we rely on each other and help each other with different ideas. So I've already brought ideas to the table for people that they hadn't thought of, and Gray's Craze does, because it's new. It's not like, so two things. One, with a franchise, one of the beauty of it is that you could go to one in Western Mass. You're going to get the same thing that you're going to get in Western Oregon. Like, you know what you're getting when you go there. And that's what, the public likes, that, to be able to have like a reliable,
consistency,
consistent,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, it's not as established, and therefore not as strict as maybe like a McDonald's or a Starbucks, where everything is regimented and you have no leeway. There's some regional favorites or directions that you could go in, and then right down to local. Like, we sell a local honey that we drizzle over the goat cheese with a little bit of pistachios, and we have the ability to kind of implement our own personalities and a reflection of our community.
That's like the best of both worlds.
really
I know,
is.
like, I've traveled back and forth a lot. I used to drive cross country a few times, and you sit there like, oh, McDonald's, Burger King, KFC. You know what it tastes like. It tastes the same in Dallas, Texas as it does, in Springfield, Mass. And you're like, okay, I just want something consistent right now. And you grab that. But there's other times, especially being a New Englander too, when you're like, Red Lobster, Long John Silver's? No. We're driving out to Boston at the Cape, or we're just going to go to the Clam Shack or whatever, and you're going to get something there, and that's the local, the nuance, their own batter recipes and their own seasonings. So you kind of have the best of both, right? I can go out to Oklahoma City, Gray's Craze, and get a board, and I'm like, this is going to be the same, but maybe they'll have some unique honey or jam or something to that area, which just sets it off a little bit, right? That's so cool.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
It's exactly why Jason and I, there were so many reasons, like all the stars aligned here, but it was part of the reason why we really were into this business, because we didn't want to be so micromanaged that we didn't feel like we owned our own business, but we also really appreciate the structure and guidance and support, and then also recognition that we get, because marketing is pretty much everything, right? Like, this is a marketing business before it's anything to do with charcuterie. Like, people have to know about it in order to buy it, and doing your own local marketing is difficult. Like, there's always a newspaper, pamphlet, advertising space that you could buy on a menu, but it's very easy to, spend all of your dollars and not really know what's going to work and not even really be able to track what did work, and not really can be hard to get the word out to enough people in enough time that before you run out of money and can't support the business anymore. So part of what is helpful in being in this franchise and that it's growing and that there's now over 100 locations is that the recognition will hopefully be there soon enough where it's a household name.
Right.
And the franchise itself, there's like an ad fund that we all collectively, part of the franchise fee that you pay goes, or the dues that you pay to the franchise goes to advertising. And so we hopefully will have just a recognizable name where you hear Gray's Craze and you think charcuterie, and then you just look for the one that's closest to you.
Yeah. I'm telling you this so you can laugh at me, but I don't know why. I guess I was friends with the same people, maybe in a small friend group, and so there wasn't any point. Like, we knew each other. You've been over my house a million times. I've been over your house a million times. We're getting together to do the same thing, watch a sporting event or something like that. And a lot of them were guys, and so we're just like, yeah, we're just going to get together and we're going to order pizza. That was our plan, right? And then I got a little older, and not only did I realize that it was important to bring a gift when you went to somebody's house, but a couple times just by happenstance, I'm not a huge planner. I'm more of like a more spontaneous, more like, oh, I have inspiration. And sometimes I have inspiration. I do this great thing. So that happened a couple times. I was like, wouldn't it be neat if I brought X, right? So I remember one time I was very successful, very successful. Everybody at the party came up to me and they're like, oh my God, this was so great. All I did was I went to a local diner that I really loved because I thought that all their food was great. So my job was dessert. So I just had the diner give me like 2 of every cake that they have in that rotating thing by the door. Mm-hmm. Every diner has the rotating thing, display. And that was so incredibly popular because everybody at that party was able to take a knife and cut themselves a little piece of this cake slice and cut themselves a little piece of that cake slice. So everybody got to taste a couple different things. Yeah. And that turned out to be like this huge hit. And it was Morgan's house, really, where this happened. And, the host came up to me afterwards and that was amazing. How did you think of that? And I was kind of like, I don't know. I got lucky. Yeah. I just genuinely got lucky.
You actually thought of it. You didn't have to YouTube it or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. That's cool.
It was cool. And you're kind of like, so if we accept one more thing, and I've tried to be better about being social at my house in the last, kind of 10 years. And I've realized myself that when somebody comes over with something neat, I remember this friend of mine, shout out Elizabeth, she came over one time. We're having a big picnic, and she didn't need to bring any food. We had way too much food. But she brought these cute little lemon squares, and they were so delicious. And lemon's one of my favorite flavors, Yeah. So it made me feel so good the same way that my cake made people happy. Her little lemon squares made people happy, and they were happy with me, and they were having a better time. And so I realized that there's a real value, a social value, to bringing a cool contribution to the menu. Even if it's just like somebody real well and you're not trying to impress anybody, but all of a sudden you pull up with this selection that everybody can kind of have a favorite. And then it's like all of a sudden it's a big deal, and it's everybody. Nobody's going to be impressed by you and think you're a better person than you are, but it's still...
You're going to be the most popular kid because you're bringing something for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's how I perceived, the both times when you catered those events, that's what you made me think of in my head, right? You were like that person, that kid. You were like that kid that brought the yummy thing, and everybody was like, "Man, who's that? What's she got? Look at that salami. Look at that, whatever."
Yeah, no, it's exciting. So
It's exciting.
It really is. That's another one of the things that I love about owning Gray's Craze is that it's people get excited about it. There are people that just hear. They don't even get to try the boards yet. I'm just telling them about our business, and they get excited.
The eyes get
Yeah,
salivating.
and
They're like,
they are really even telling other people about it before they've even tried it, because it's so exciting of a concept. And then to actually have the board, to try the board yourself is really fun and brings joy. To bring it to somebody else, to their house, or to have people over, it really does bring people together. It's just, it ties back into like one of the themes that we wanted in a business is something that made the world a little better. And
you're spreading some happiness and some. You say it's a social business. It's not like I'm selling curtains. I'm selling blue jeans.
Right.
That's important. People need those things. This isn't necessarily, it is a need if you have a party or a get together. It is a need to have something everyone likes. And I think that's something I have to admit, the same thing when I saw the boards. I'm like, I gravitate towards like, oh, I like that. Oh, blackberries. I love blackberries. Oh, you have cantaloupe. Whatever is on there, I'm spotting something like that I'm drawn to, and I know everybody else is doing that. Someone else is like, oh, red peppers, it's whatever. Like, oh, you have dips. This is great. I wonder if this is the world famous dill dip. You know, where are the cookies that go with that? That's that is so cool. It really is.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's definitely something that brings people together and creates joy. And I have had the pleasure of actually doing some of the deliveries when people get it as a gift. So there's many reasons to have charcuterie in life, but one of my favorites is to gift it. So whether it be like a client appreciation gift, or birthdays, people who we've had just like anniversaries. I've seen every kind of occasion gifts come through, and I know the occasion because we write the notes. And then I've had the pleasure of delivering some of those gifts, and so it's fun to get a gift, and especially when you're not expecting it, and whatever it is. But when people see charcuterie, and a lot of times they're seeing it Gray's Craze and seeing this this board or picnic box for the first time, and their eyes just light up. And for me, it's so touching because I get to witness like the joy that the person, I'm sure the person that ordered the gift for them gets a very excited phone call and a heartfelt thank you, but I get to be the one that's there that
You're
actually
seeing that, and someone's like, oh my gosh, what's this?
Yeah,
that's
and
cool.
It's really fun. It's touching.
And I'll have to tell you, we had the thing at Moses for the get together when you, I think it was pretty close after when you first launched the business. It wasn't August, September time when you first launched. It was I think it was late September. That was awesome. The holiday get together was one, but there was one that might have been in between that, and that was a celebration of some Scouters, and that was at Chicopee.
Yes.
And I remember that too, and I'm like, oh, I know where this came from.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh boy, and everyone just like zoomed in on that and had a great time with that. So that was a congratulatory type thing for some folks that had achieved an honor.
That's right.
And yeah, people just swarmed in on that. So that was awesome. So you're kind of popping up all over the place, which is a good thing. I had a question about the franchising, and if there's anything you can't answer, obviously, just say no, can't talk about it. Well, I'm curious because it's a pretty new company. And so what is your protected area? I mean, I'm not going to open one in Holyoke right down the road in Route 5 from you. So that would be just cutting you off, right? That's not a cool thing because that's part of your territory. Do you have protected territory? And as they grow, do you know if they have plans for master franchisees, which would be somebody that controls, like New England, Southern New England, the state or something? And if you can't answer, that's fine.
No, I believe I can divulge this.
Okay.
So great question. So there are different territories that you purchase when you get the franchise in your name, and we are Gray's Craze of West Springfield. I do have to say that there are enough people out there that you can eventually have locations that are closer to each other than it doesn't have to be only like Western Mass and Eastern Mass. There can be several locations within a short or a smaller span. And we plan on actually opening several other locations in the area. Awesome. But the franchise does, help with that because they obviously want to be successful and have all of their stores be successful is the only way that they could do that. So they do kind of parse out territories. So Gray's Craze is not only in the United States, but it is also in Australia, in France, and
who invented that?
Yeah, I know, right?
Do they call it? Yeah, I don't know.
Gray's Craze.
It's American style board. Yeah. What is this?
Yeah, it's international.
That's awesome.
There's some.
In France, they call it a platter, though, right?
Yeah.
And
crudité.
and there are master franchisees where there was a couple from Queensland, Australia, that were in our training class, and they are the ones that are
control the regions
recruiting
and things,
and and have that region. So.
I was just thinking
goals.
Franchise models, that's what you want to at least start laying that out as you hope to grow. And so the company will do demographics, they'll target market and test areas. So that's cool. And then you get kind of like first dibs on areas.
That's right.
Good for you. That's
Thank
awesome.
you. Yeah.
That's cool. So get more of those cards to hand out because you're going to need some more help here.
Because
I have no doubt you guys are going to grow for sure.
Well,
so
thank you.
That's awesome. We'll have to quick, get all our friends who need part-time or full-time jobs, right?
That's another fun thing is we've been able to employ some high school kids and college kids and over the holidays, especially when we needed some extra help when they were home on their break. We have a vocational school right in West Springfield that's up the road, and I spoke there, and they have a culinary program, so just kind of tying back into scouting and youth and doing my part to contribute to their futures, and then me getting a job in when I was 13 and knowing how much that set me up in life for this kind of path and success, that I want to give that same opportunity. And then also, we pay them very well and we treat them very well because we know that our employees are everything. And so we want it to be a great place to work that they are excited to work
They're your
at.
best advertising, really,
Absolutely.
because even if they're young people part-time, they're going to say, this is a cool place, to work, and people treat me well. And, as a grown-up, I'm going to be like, hey, that's a company I want to go deal with, right?
Exactly.
All right, so I think I have your card, but I'm going to get a couple more cards from you before you depart today, because I have a couple of young people I know of who are looking for summer jobs, so maybe that would be an option for them.
Awesome.
When you do your boards, right? So you've got like sweet and savory, is that one, right? So I'm just kind of curious because you're talking about the culinary school, and a lot of people into food tend to be artistic. And do you have flexibility in putting that board together, right? Is it like, oh, okay, you have to put like the chickpeas here and the raspberries need to be here? Or is it like, hey, this is the stuff that needs to be on it, make it work?
Yeah.
Color, you're looking at visually appealing, right? As well as tasty.
You eat with your eyes first. Yeah.
So
and it is very
use
artistic.
color patterns and things or shapes?
They give us a guideline, but the build guides are just that. They're guides.
Okay.
As we have found out, through much trial and error, that every fruit and veggie is shaped a little bit differently.
Right.
Even the breads that we bake in house, they don't always fit the same every time, and so that's
Right.
kind of part of the fun
Yeah.
of building a board, is that you get to create it and you get to make things work, and you do have the ability to say, it needs a little bit of blue right here, so I'll add some blueberries.
It's like a combination edible jigsaw puzzle and painting.
Exactly. Yeah.
Putting it all
It's a
together.
good
I didn't know
That's
you
great.
baked your own bread too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we bake the bread
Cookies?
and the cookies.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like I said, we make the jams and hummus, everything about Gray's Craze. So this is important to know. It's all made fresh to order.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't just show up and pick out a board that we already made.
You're under the heating lamp, right? Yeah, it's all the way we want it.
It's exactly, we are making it. When you order it, we are making it. And you can order it ahead of time. You can order it months ahead of time. And we're going to wait until right before you pick it up to put it together for you. You can even order it the same day. So if you have a party that you're going to, or some people are going to have an impromptu gathering at your house, and you want to either call us ahead, even a few hours before you need it, or go online and order. And so you order it, and then we make it, and you can pick it up, or we deliver it. So it's really all about fresh, house made wherever we can. We're finding the best ingredients, and we're making sure that it's made right before you eat it.
Awesome.
It is awesome, and it was
Thank you.
delicious, and it looked good, and it was just everything. Like you go to you show up with this thing, and
You're the popular kid at the party. For
yeah,
real. Yeah.
Who brought this?
I mean, how many times you go somewhere and people are like, hey, I brought wine, and some people are like, oh, I don't drink, or I don't drink anymore, or whatever. You have Pepsi or water, and
Or
that's
everybody
okay.
brings wine.
Or everybody brings wine.
Yeah.
It's like, yay. And there's nothing different. It's thoughtful.
Yeah.
And it's appreciated. And you'll have that wine, you'll use that at a number of parties later. This thing's not going to be around.
Regift
Yeah.
the heck
This
out
thing,
of it.
Yeah.
you can't re-gift this. This is going to be like, wow. Like I said, people are going to look, and
It's
you've
true.
got those people that are like, well, I don't like sweets. Fine, but look
Yeah,
at
but
the,
then there's
dips,
some-
the
yeah, there's
veggies, the
something for
meats, the
everyone.
cheeses. Look at that. If you like sweets, you can just go nuts with the jams, crackers, and cookies, and fruit. And it's whatever you want. My gosh.
So let me ask this. I hope that you'll link this episode of Scouting Mass to your website, so that if somebody wants, like, what's this all about? Oh, look, there's this thing. And so that would be great. But even greater would be if there was a way to link my contact info to the people who order. So if they have any leftovers,
You can come over
Yes.
and take care of it.
right?
I can
Like,
do
not
that,
only
like
do
the-
you
I'm
make it
just so
fresh,
full, and this
do you deliver it
Yeah.
fresh, or deliver it, I should say. But
Yeah.
if there's leftovers, you don't have to worry about it. You just call Alex. Boom, he comes over, eats.
just have a
leftovers.
special
Yeah, like
Zan.
the closer,
That's
the
it.
fixer.
Yeah.
I'm the
and,
fix- I'm the
any
fixer.
Good mafia movie.
Or a good
we come
Seinfeld
over and-
episode.
yeah. Exactly.
It's like the chocolate bob cake.
Why are you
Yeah.
guys laughing? This is a serious proposal to link
No,
my-
I'm.
It's his own van. What's that? Didn't they come and deliver already? That's the closer.
That's the
Yeah.
cleanup.
Yeah, the cleaner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
cleanup
cleaner.
crew.
He's coming in to clean up.
Easy setup, easy
Yeah, hey,
cleanup.
cleanup guy. The trash is it? No. Just want the boards.
no.
Just the boards.
That's
I don't.
right.
I don't take care of that. Yeah, just the
No.
boards. Nice.
Well, unfortunately for you, there's not always leftovers, and not because they're not plentiful boards. There's really a lot. The boards feed up to 20 people in a large board, and very economical too, like $9 a person.
Yeah,
So
nice.
you really can't go anywhere these days for $9 and
Definitely
get
not.
the selection and the quality that we're able
the
to
variety is
offer.
good, right? I
Yeah.
like variety. I'm like a buffet person. Why? Because I can have all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff.
Right.
And I've matured enough where I'm not like, I need to eat $17 worth. Like, that's long gone. It's just have a variety, enjoy the meal. That's what I'm
Enjoy it.
paying for. And same idea here. I can feed people at an event. There's a variety of food. It's not like you're just bringing in like, hey, like a pizza.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, great, that's all gone. Now what do we do? Oh, we have wings left or Cinna sticks. No, it's all here. We've got everything. You go.
And like a pizza gets cold after a while too, so you're having to worry about like keeping something hot or cold, we just take that worry right away. So it's easily set up, and people can gather around it and graze off of it. But you can also just set it up kind of worry-free. And I was thinking about like a potluck. How many blue and gold ceremonies have we been to that have all meatballs?
Right, everyone brings
Right,
a
everyone
classic
brings
meatball.
brings a
My
crock pot
world
of meatballs,
famous
and I
barbecue meatballs.
I love a
or
good
the weenies,
meatball,
right, with the grape jam and the barbecue sauce. It's great.
And to think about it, I know when I've been there when I'm like, gosh, what am I gonna bring? And you got to bring something. You got to worry about how you're going to keep it warm. Is there going to be an outlet for my crock pot? Everything. But if you just show up with a board,
no mess, no fuss,
no
right?
fuss, no muss. Exactly.
You don't have to carry that crock in your car, spill it at the quick, lock the brakes up. It's all over the windshield. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
these are
So-
what's delivery area for you guys?
So we have actually delivered as far as into Connecticut, like past Windsor, and really, if you call us, we can arrange something. Like I would say, like within an hour radius would probably be the farthest that we go. But yeah, it's. Free delivery within 5 miles, and just a small delivery charge for any further than that. And
Nice.
yeah, we're really so as much as we are a franchise, and we have some set ways. We are also really flexible, and we are kind of like a concierge service. We're taking it to the next level.
Very cool.
Are all the terms in your business French?
Concierge,
Yes, yeah.
and yes, well, there's
Charcuterie.
a high end, as the French have.
Petit fours.
Yes,
You have those too.
petit fours,
Yes.
those little sandwiches.
Bien sûr.
Yes. They are, yeah. Well, there's definitely some themes.
Good. No, it's awesome. It was just fantastic, and you were joking about the pizza staying hot before. Well, that isn't my problem because I like cold pizza. But even if you bring a pizza, you've got one kind of pizza, right?
Yeah, you're limited.
So what do? You get cheese because almost everybody's okay with cheese pizza, right? If you get pepperoni, some people are like, I don't eat pork, or I don't like the spiciness, or there's a kid there and they're.
But you still get the
bacon.
guy or gal that cranks if you're eating just the plain pizza, right? Like, why do you get pepperoni?
Yeah,
You get
which-
pineapple. You're still cranking off about that. Someone,
But again,
someone will.
it's about the variety, right? And your
Yeah.
variety is like, I don't know. I remember you and I, Rich, talking about some of the snacks on her charcuterie.
Yeah.
I did
I knew
it
you'd get it.
at the night of the night out for scouting there. Where were we? Where was that venue?
That was
a
at
nice
the,
venue. We should give it a shout out.
That was in East Hampton.
Jupiter
Jupiter
Club.
The Jupiter Club. That's
Yes.
what it was.
Beautiful venue, little known secret gem of East Hampton.
I felt so bad about it afterwards because I wanted to. I had seen the scuttleboard. What is that called?
Shuffleboard.
Oh.
Shuffleboard.
Yes.
Yeah, that
I
was
saw
so
the
fun.
shuffleboard there, and it was only like I haven't played a lot of shuffleboard, right? So I discovered that, and then I didn't realize Louisiana was your daughter, right?
Oh, yeah.
I thought she was just a scout that happened to be because there was a couple scouts there, and so I didn't know she was related to you until a little bit later in the night. But at some point later, I realized, like, geez, man, I must have looked kind of weird. I was just playing shuffleboard with this young lady, right? But I don't know. It was.
Oh, I thought you guys had a good time, and
I had a
she
blast.
sharpened her skills because.
And then you came to play.
After I came along.
And you saw how
she
hard it was. It was difficult,
Yeah,
right?
she
ridiculous.
she actually
like a
schooled me on
ringer.
it because she was like, "No, that's not how you do it."
She's the ringer. I
So,
took Alex
yeah.
to
She
was
3250.
She,
Yeah.
she busted out her own shuffleboard, like like a pool shark.
Right, right.
yeah,
Little case.
Assembling the little
exactly.
thing.
Let's put a little
That's
money on
funny.
this round. No, yeah, that was a great night, and
It was a good night. And I
I
could keep an eye on how the food was moving, so I could.
Yep,
I had a
good
close angle to you, so I
Okay,
could come
there's a
get
break
more.
in the crowd. Whoosh. Yeah. But yeah, we were talking about that, and I think honestly, I think we were talking about it at a table over the the sweets at the time, the dessert and fruit.
yeah.
And those ladies in the back that we sat there with, Well, you had one of those ladies on the show that a few weeks ago when I wasn't here, but Rebecca, the redheaded woman who was at the table in the back.
No.
Am I mistaken?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
I don't recall that. No.
But the table in the back there with the three ladies where we went and sat and chatted with them a little bit, they were raving over your
Yeah,
stuff.
that's Holly.
Yeah.
Holly,
And
that's what I
friends,
wanted.
Yeah, Holly. Yeah,
Thank you.
She hasn't been on the show yet. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I haven't met a person who didn't absolutely love the charcuterie, which is why I'm just really happy with the choices that we've made that have led me to this moment. And I'm really grateful for this opportunity. And yeah, I'm just excited to have more of these locations available so we can
Nice.
spread out and set Louisiana up to be the charcuterie queen of Western Mass.
That's awesome.
That's the plan.
Central Mass?
Central.
Mom, I'm giving it all up for
and,
my shuffleboard career. It's like,
Yeah.
What are you talking about? But the best thing I think I've taken from this, we talk about how this people like it, we've all liked it, that these kids like this, where even the savory stuff, they're like just jamming on the dips and the hummus and the different
I'm
things.
telling you.
So this is a good thing for anybody listening that wants to have a kids party, have a teen party. You don't have to do the same old thing, or you can do the same old thing and add this.
And, yeah, add
You know,
this
you can
in.
do this as an additional item. So you don't have to be running around, we need to order pizza, we need to make chili, we need to, it's like, get the pizza in this, and we're all good.
Yep, I just did a purse bingo event for it was at the Knights of Columbus in Chicopee for the Ohana girls dance team,
Nice.
and there were like maybe 150 people playing bingo, and they were getting designer purses as the prizes, and the girls from the dance team were like. Helping and modeling the purses, and they actually were the ones that were coming up repeatedly getting the charcuterie samples, everything they were eating, like the peppers and the goat cheese down to the sugar cookies with jam on it. And I've already had several of their moms call to schedule a pickup for their parties, because they were my best customers.
That's awesome. And it's healthier, right? So you're not
was.
jamming
So-
the kids up on a 5-pound bag
Yeah.
of sugar and Mountain Dew.
Right.
They're getting
It was a
veggies
good-
and fruits and
good
some
mix.
homemade baked goods.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
yeah, charcuterie is for everyone.
Yes.
And
And definitely your scouts like that. So tell us a little bit about your scouting background, if you're okay. Yeah.
oh yeah,
How'd you I remember when you joined the board. So Jess is on our board of directors for the Western Mass Council Scouting America. But how'd you get there? How'd you get involved?
Well, just how life seems to be for me, that it kind of unfolds naturally as the next move reveals itself. And so for me, I was just doing the next right thing when I was a kindergarten mom. So Louisiana was in kindergarten, and I was myself not a scout growing up, and did not really consider myself very scouty at the time that I went to the ice cream social at Norris Elementary School. And was trying to think of some things that I could do with Louisiana, and really was coming up kind of empty-handed, like not really knowing as a new mom, and now a school-aged mom, like, what should I do with this kid? And so when the Cub Scouts had their table and kind of I had a little bit of information about some of the stuff they did, I thought that it would be a cool opportunity, and thought we would check it out, but didn't know that it would turn into a kind of a lifestyle. And so Louisiana joined and has been participating ever since. So I think she was was it a tiger when she first started? Actually, it was in kindergarten. I'm sorry, in first grade.
First grade,
'Cause
tiger, yeah.
it was the end of the school year. It
finished
was
kindergarten.
she finished kindergarten,
And it
and
was
we went into
rising
first
up
grade.
to first grade in the
Exactly.
fall. Yep.
So that's where she
Tiger,
started.
yeah.
Yep, she was a tiger, and just ever since, we have been pretty active members. And then so when she crossed over and joined the all-female troop in Westfield, and then it became a youth-led situation where in Cub Scouts it was more parent-driven, and some of the parents were kind of already doing their thing, so I just observed a lot. But as it became more involved with the youth, I also became more involved as a parent with the other parents that were in our troop, and have gone on many camping trips, and have participated in a lot of events since then. And yeah, I was asked to be part of the board, and so here I am.
Yay.
And yeah, it's been a really great experience that I recommend to any parent that's looking for a good direction to point their kid in. And yeah, I just love that Louisiana has, speaking of Louisiana, she has made the JV softball team. So I will have to
Nice.
go pick her up shortly. But
Yes.
she's got, what I want to mention is that she has her school friends and her sports friends. But in addition, she has her scout troop. And it is such a wonderful variety of friend groups that and Scouts has provided, because if you only have school friends, then you're limited to maybe the exposure that you would have if you didn't have a scout troop. So I'm
Right.
just really grateful that she has
Yeah,
always
you're-
had another group of friends that she's gotten really close with and done some really cool things with.
That's a very interesting
Yeah.
observation or reality, actually. And you do have school friends. Everyone has school friends, but you're gone for the summer. Some kids
Yeah.
come back, some don't. You're gone on breaks. Weekends, you're not usually seeing them unless they live close.
Exactly.
Same with the sports. That's pretty much limited to those games and practices and
Exactly.
things. But your scout friends, you're meeting during the week in the evening. You're going on events in the weekends. You're going to things over the summer.
Over the summer.
So you're maintaining those friendships. Some of those kids will cross over in all the groups. And you can do sports and scouting. It's not
Absolutely.
exclusive. She's a case study on that, right?
Yep.
She can do it. It's not something you have to choose one or the other. The only way that would be a financial issue. And Western Mass Council Scouting America has help for that. No kid is going to be turned away if he or she wants to be a scout. So that's an option for anybody that wants to partake in the program. And you're right. It's almost a lifestyle. It doesn't have to be. It can be a hobby. But it's more than just an activity. It gets into your blood. You kind of embrace the values, and you see the good things it does for children. And we're youth led, so they're kind of self-sufficient. These kids are making decisions at a meeting where it might not be a great decision.
No, but
it
it's a
definitely,
decision.
but it won't be dangerous. We can assure you that, because it won't get that far. The adults are there to just make sure, but they'll make a decision on their own what they want to do, where they want to go, and they'll be developing their own leadership and their own
It's so impressive.
their own social interaction with people, cooperation.
Yep.
Yeah, it definitely is awesome.
Can I?
Wow, yeah,
Can
jump
I go
in,
back?
jump in,
Can I
go
go back
back.
for a second?
Yeah,
So you a moment ago you were talking about the three friends groups, right? And that triggered a memory. When I was in high school, I don't know. I guess for whatever reason, my particular high school, we were all sort of just like in town, right? Townies. But the minute I got a car, the minute I was able to get a car and start driving, I would like go here, I'd go there, I'd meet other people from other towns. And I remember how cosmopolitan I felt, because I lived in one town, and the very next town over, I had some friends that lived in that town. And in fact, I went to the prom with one of the girls from the next town over. And I felt so exotic, because like all the people that I knew in high school, they were only going to the prom or hanging out with those people in that high school. And usually even more restrictive than that, the sports crew or the
Yeah, like a segment within the
chemistry
segment.
club, whatever.
Yeah.
Those are segmented groups.
No,
a segment
it's
within the
great.
segment, but I was this international man of mystery who had friends in the next town over, So I'm joking, of course, but I think there's something to what you said. I don't think you can ever have too many positive experiences when you're a young person, because every one of those experiences broadens you a little bit, right?
It's true.
And even though it sounds stupid now to say it, it kind of sounded a little maybe dumb back then too, because I had lived in a different country. I'd been born in a different country, and so I was truly international. But still in everything, I felt like I was in the know somehow. I was superior. Superior is the wrong word, but I had something nobody else.
Esoteric.
I had something nobody else had because I had friends in
special.
different
Yeah.
You're
towns.
special.
Yeah.
You
I knew
felt
a
special.
different community. I knew a different.
I know all of you, but I know
But
you
I also
Yeah.
know, right? And that was special. And I think that what you said earlier that really resonates with me. But how soon do you have to go?
I do have to wrap it up here
Okay.
pretty shortly. Louisiana.
You want to ask her the Lipton questions?
Oh, go ahead. Fire
You wanna
away
do a
with a couple
little,
of
Yeah,
little
let's do
speed
it.
round?
Okay.
Yeah, we just speed round
All
and
right.
we'll wrap up.
So there was a show called In the Actor Studio, and the host.
Oh, yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
you remember it?
Yes,
Remembers
I
that.
do.
Do you remember the questions that he asked at the
I
end?
don't, but
you're about to.
Okay, all right. Woo,
About to
pressure's
relive
on.
this.
All right.
What is your favorite word?
Favorite word. Empathy.
What is your least favorite word?
My least favorite word. Maybe no.
No. Okay. What inspires you to create? This is topical.
What inspires me to create is my gratitude, because I have the ability to create, and I'm like grateful for that. So gratitude.
Nice. What prevents or stops you from creating?
A lack of energy or time.
What sound or noise do you love?
Laughter.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Just like loud, like beeping of a horn.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
In
Aggressive
traffic.
sort of.
Yeah,
Right,
aggressive
right.
beeping.
So the next one is, we're going to have to be careful, but what is your favorite curse word or slang word? So maybe
Slang
maybe
word.
pick slang
Slang
instead
would
of
be a
the
good
other
thing,
one.
Yeah.
Okay, my favorite slang word. Well, I do say like wicked. That's wicked cool. So it's a dated slang word.
That's a
but
New England
yeah,
tradition,
I'm into
yeah.
it. Like it's wicked cool.
Got it. Wicked. I like that's a.
Wicked
I feel that's
awesome.
a
Yeah,
mass
wicked
thing.
awesome. Yeah.
I feel that's a mass thing.
Yeah.
What profession other than Gray's Craze would you like to try?
Oh, I would love to be like a forensic pathologist.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Solve the thing,
Yeah,
right?
do the autopsy.
Get down to the bottom.
Yeah.
All right. And what profession in the world is your least favorite, or would you not like to try?
Oh, geez. I'm actually a very hard worker and like to work, so I can't imagine there's too much I wouldn't enjoy doing. But maybe just like standing, like as like a bank teller, or just somewhere where I had to just stand
all day,
all
yeah.
day, but in one spot.
And the last one is, if heaven exists, what would you like St. Peter or whoever you believe is at the gate? What would you like them to say as they welcome you?
Everybody's here.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
all right.
Nice.
That was a good answer.
That's a very good answer.
That was
Wow,
a good
very
answer.
So you know who has to come back? You have to come back.
All right, my second podcast.
This was a very enjoyable,
Oh, good.
learning a lot about you and your business and your family, and You agree? We want to have her
I
back?
agree 100%, but
Yeah.
I want everybody.
All the guests. We've had
Yeah.
a lot of good
Yeah,
guests on here.
I can't wait to. I actually
We'll just
have to
rotate
dive
everybody, we'll
into your
cycle through.
archives and
Yeah.
and see.
Everybody's
Has been
special in some interesting way, right? Everybody has this little.
everyone brings something. To
They
the
bring
team.
something,
Yeah.
you know.
Nice.
And that's
They do.
that's my favorite thing, right? Like how it's weird how everybody has like this cool thing, you know.
Yeah, well, that's why I love people, and part of why I love scouting is that I get to see the values of scouting. Like I always feel like these are my people because those are my values. But then I get to meet so many people. So not only does Louisiana have another friend group that she wouldn't normally have run into in just school or sports, I feel that it's the same for me.
Well, you
And
touched
so-
on that. You mentioned how it gave her a circle, but it also gave you a circle. I was going to explore it, but we're getting a little short on time, so we'll explore it the next time you come. But
Okay,
yeah,
to
you
be
definitely
continued.
to be continued. But you definitely touched on it, right? You said like
Yeah.
you got welcomed into this community, so you touched on that. I heard it.
Yeah.
I was like,
No,
another
I did.
time.
I can just for
true.
one moment elaborate that like when I went to Wood Badge, I still have to finish my ticket.
That's
but
an advanced training
yes.
course for scout leaders for anybody who is watching, listening, who's not involved.
Yeah, which would be highly recommended that you check it out because I had no idea about it or what it really entailed before I kind of went in blind. I knew I took the pre-course, so I did learn a little bit about it like right before I went, but just going there and meeting, there was a lot of us. I can't remember how many, but there was a good group of people, and it just reinforced how cool and special everybody was, and how much I just loved everyone, and got to see just how much everybody brings to the table, and so yeah.
Definitely a good place for people. Western Mass Scouting. Google that. That'll get you to our homepage. And
Because
you
we're
can get
brought
more-
to you by Western Mass Council, aren't we?
Yes. What a coincidence. And we have our logo on our table in front, too, for anybody watching.
Look at that.
But if you have children who might benefit from scouting or are interested, please go westernmassscouting.org. Check that out. Or if you're an adult that is looking for new friends and you don't have to have children.
Looking to
I don't have
support
children.
scouting in some
you can just
way.
get in, and we have plenty of volunteer opportunities that involve working with kids or working a support role that we need a lot of help. So please consider that if you have some time to volunteer. And I think we're coming
Yeah.
up to
With that, we're gonna
Go ahead.
play us out, Peter.